family. It's your favorite uncle, your favorite nephew, your favorite father, your favorite son, your best friend's best friend. It's me, Dr. Larry, and welcome to Living For You, the YouTube channel. This is a safe space. It is a positive place in which we come together, we gather together, we learn from one another, and we educate one another on this journey that we all have in common, and that's the journey of life. So welcome, welcome, welcome to my lovely family. You guys know I love you, so thank you for your continual support. Go ahead and support this video by giving us a thumbs up so that we can get up in this algorithm and we do our thing. To those of you who watch the videos, who have seen me before, who just are constantly viewing because we got view time, you need to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe, become a family member so that we can make this family grow and we can keep spreading this love, this light, this energy, this vibration across the internet, because there's a lot of negativity out there and we want to be a bright spot. And to those of you who've never seen me, I'm Dr. Larry Smith, certified life and spiritual coach, educator, entrepreneur, historian, day trader, realtor, insurance agent. There's a lot of things that I do. But my specific business when it comes to life coaching is Live For You Coaching. It is a life coaching business. It's also a spiritual coaching business. Depends on what track you're looking for. You can find out more about me and that at www.liveforyoucoaching.com. That is www.liveforyoucoaching.com. And if you want to follow me, Dr. Larry, on social media, you can actually follow me at Dr. Larry Smith on both Instagram and on Facebook. That is Dr. Larry Smith on both Instagram and Facebook. Facebook and Instagram, I'm very active out there. So go out there and follow me, leave comments, like the video, share the content, put it out there in these streets. Anyway, so as you guys know, I'm doing my 40 videos till I'm 40. So I got a task for the month of May that I got to accomplish. And so I'm just going to get on here, hopefully 40 times, and I'm going to give you guys a video and talk about different things. And I wanted to actually get on today and talk about lessons I learned in my 30s. I know, you guys, on the 26th of this month, I am leaving the dirty 30s and I'm moving into the fabulous, fantastic, forever grateful 40s. And so my 30s have definitely been an interesting experience for me. In fact, a lot occurred in my 30s. I can say I actually went through financial stuff at the beginning of my 30s, and then I wound up moving to LA when I was 32. Been here ever since then, and kind of been growing as a person through my 30s. I have friends and young ones who've come up behind me and they're going into their 30s, or some who are early 30 or 30 people. And I just would say to you guys who are my family, those of you who are watching, it's a great decade, because what happens in your 30s is you begin to start to wonder what's next. You know, you begin to start to think about your future, and what do you want to accomplish by the time you're 40. You begin to start to think about your own personal health. You begin to start thinking about wealth. You begin to start thinking about your past, not from a place of going back and trying to relive your past, but you think about your past from a place of look where you've come from. In my 30s, I can look back in my 20s and see where I was and the struggles that I had, you know, the insecurities that I had, that when I got into running into my 30s, I no longer found space for those. For example, in my 20s, I was so preoccupied of what other people thought about me, right? Whether it was my mom, whether it was family friends, whether it was teachers, whether it was other relatives, people I was dating, all of this stuff, I was concerned about their perception of me. In fact, I was more concerned about their perception of me than I was concerned about my own perception of me. And I can honestly say in my 20s, I was a people pleaser, which didn't turn out well for me because I wound up losing so much time of really being the person I enjoyed or doing the things that I enjoyed because I didn't want to hurt or disappoint other people. In my 30s, I learned that the only person that I should not want to disappoint is myself. If I am comfortable, if I am content, if I am happy, if I am at peace, wherever I am or whatever I'm doing, then that is okay, because my life is my life. My choices are my choices, and whether they're going to be good consequences or bad consequences, none of those people I was trying to people please are going to have to live with those consequences. I am. And so I got to a place to where I said, you know what? I'm going to enjoy who I am. And in my 30s, I really, really dug deep into that, to where now going into 40s, I'm more comfortable, can't speak. I'm more comfortable and confident in where I am going and who I am. I am proud of who I am. I am an accomplished black man. I am a strong-minded, intelligent black man. I am a powerful creator, co-creator with the higher power creator on this universe. And I accept it, and I embrace it, and I own it, and it is totally me, and I love it. And so my 30s gave me more confidence, more competence in me being me. Simply put, in me being me. Another thing in my 30s that I thought was great was I learned what I did not want as far as relationship goes. Not just relationship as far as romantic relationship goes, that included friendships and family ships. I came to the conclusion that there are things that I want to make me happy in my life. There are people that I will have in my life who are going to contribute to making me happy, and we're making each other happy. But what I will not stand for is toxicity. So I don't want toxicity in a romantic relationship. I don't want toxicity in friendships. I don't want toxicity in family ships. And the reality of it is in my 30s, I got to a place to where my peace became more valuable than my bank account. I'm gonna say that again. My peace became more valuable to me than my bank account. I'd rather have immaculate peace of mind, of inner peace, of heart, of spirit, than to have $1 million in the bank, because that peace is priceless. And I think sometimes people find themselves in drama because they've connected who they are to that drama. They don't feel alive if there's not some drama going on around them. We all have friends, possibly family members, even possibly significant others who are drama-filled individuals. I realized in my 30s that that's not me. To have to live in that constant inner warfare, with outer warfare, I just was not into that. So my 30s really taught me how much I value that what I call peace. Clearly, very, very, very clearly. I also started thinking about finances and money. You know what I'm saying? I've said this multiple times on this channel. I've said it in social media. I've told it to friends and family members that I am going to be a millionaire. And it's not on the sake of being a millionaire because of what I call the Willie Loman syndrome. You guys, when I was younger, I think I was probably in the 9th or 10th grade, we read the book Death of a Salesman. I want to say it's by Arthur Miller, but I'm not really sure. I want to say it was by Arthur Miller though. But we read the play Death of a Salesman, and I remember the character Willie Loman, who was the father figure in the movie, so vividly, because whenever I talk about the Willie Loman syndrome in my brain, I'm thinking about that constant fight to be successful, to achieve, but never really getting there. That is not where I'm at. I know I'm going to achieve my dreams and achieve my goals. And so for me, the money is not necessarily about validation. It's just more so about comfort. Remember, I just said I like my peace. So it's more so I want to make my life to where money is not something that brings me stress. See, I'm at a place in life, and as you go through your 30s and going into your 40s, you get to a place in life to where you realize you want to make whatever portions of your life easier, you can make easier. So whether or not it's paying a more affordable rent, whether it's not it's making more money so that you don't have to worry about bills, whether or not it's arguing less, whatever the case may be, to make life more easier, you begin to really look for things like that in your 30s. And in my 30s, I realized that I did not want money to be a stress for me. Because when I look back on my family history and my parents, money was a stress for my parents. And money was a stress for my parents' friends and other family members. And I kind of was like, that's not the life that I want. I want a life of peace. I want a life of health. I want a life of wholeness. And if I'm constantly getting high blood pressure, worrying about money, that's no life to lead. If I gotta be poor and at peace, I'm gonna be poor and at peace. And I say that. I'll find peace where I'm at, you know? And so that's why I don't want money to be a concern. So when you see me doing businesses and stuff, it's not because I'm frantically looking for something to catch. It's because I want to set myself up and generations of those who come after me up so that money is not a stressor, because I don't believe that was the intent. I don't believe that was the divine intent for our lives, for us to live paycheck to paycheck, stressor to stressor all the time. And so my 30s really taught me that. That's something that I want. I actually also recognize the importance of a spiritual walk in my 30s. I had always been contemplating that and thinking about that and leading in that direction in my 20s, but in my 30s I really realized what that meant for me. I think spiritual walks are custom made for each individual, and so in my 30s I actually found the custom made spiritual walk for me. And I am content with it. I don't feel out of place with it. I feel connected higher to God more than any other time I felt in my life. And so in my 30s, I really came into a realization of my spiritual self and my spiritual walk. My 30s also kind of, health, physical health became an important thing for me in my 30s. I realized that as I got older, my body doesn't respond the way it responded in my 20s. Like, just think about weight. In your 20s, you gain a pound, you lose a pound, you lose 3. You eat all of the junk and stuff and consume things a certain way, and your body just bounces back in your 20s. Well, in your 30s, it begins to slow down. And so I had to realize that with my body slowing down, I had to slow down and be more mindful of my health. And so now I know that exercise is important. Now I know that portion control is important. Now I know that going to the gym and working out and dieting and all these things are important. I knew they were important, but when you start to feel your body slow down in your 30s and you start to feel your body respond differently than it had in your 20s, you really start to consider your health. And so my 30s really was a time for me to start to consider my health as well. And I think probably the last thing that really was impactful to me going through my 30s, self-love, self-appreciation, self-esteem. I cannot say that in so many ways. I fell in love with me in my 30s. I didn't love me that much in my teens. I didn't love me that much in my 20s. I had issues with acceptance of myself. And in my 30s, I came to value and love myself so much. I love myself more than anybody else on this planet. I would have never said that in my 20s because I was conditioned that was selfish, egotistical. I was conditioned that you're supposed to love others more than you love yourself. And I realized that self-love is God love. And so I really begin to love on myself in my 30s. And I realized that my importance here is not just important to me, but to other people. I have a voice, I have a power, I have gifts and talents and intelligence that the world needs, but more so for me. For me. I love me more than anyone else on this planet. And that's okay, because it's like a cup of love, a picture of love. It cannot be given out if that pitcher was empty. And so now, because my pitcher is full and it overflows, I have enough love to give the world. I have enough love to give a partner. I have enough love to give a family member. I didn't have that before. I was relying on other people's love to fill my tank. And many times people themselves didn't have the capacity of love enough to fill me. And so therefore I felt a lot of depletion. I didn't feel love for myself. I didn't like myself. I critiqued myself. I criticized myself. Now I don't do it as much. Now I realize, Lawrence, you are who you are. Love it, appreciate it, honor it, share it with the world. And if people are down real authentic with you, they're going to love you too. And if not, so be it. Because I like my peace. And if you're somebody who don't love me and can come into my life and not give me the same love, if not more love than I can give myself, then you're good. Go do that somewhere else. I wish you best. I pray for you. I want nothing but the best for you. But we don't need to share that space if you're not willing to love me more than I love myself. or as much as I love myself. So yeah, so I definitely learned self-love in my 30s. Definitely. And that was probably the most important lesson I got in my 30s. My 30s was a time of uphill, downhill, uphill, downhill, and uphill. And I realized a lot of it was mindset, but it was a learning experience, and I value that learning experience. I'm telling you, those of you who are on your 30s, going into your 30s, you're about to learn a lot about you. And if you learn the lessons and you receive the positive and you grow from it, I promise you, you're going to feel fantastic. You're going to take more risk. You're going to take more opportunities. You're not going to be afraid. You're going to step up for yourself and speak up for yourself. And you're going to be honest and authentic and live in your truth if you get the lessons of the 30s. And I feel like I got the lessons. And I am looking forward to the lessons of my 40s. So in 10 years, I come back and tell you what them 40s was like as I'm going into the 50s. Anyway, that's it. So I know a lot of people were probably wondering what I thought about my 30s, what lessons I got in my 30s as I'm going to be moving out of them. It was a great time. It was many lessons. It was the whether they were hard lessons or soft lessons, or positive lessons or negative lessons, I learned the lessons, and I'm looking forward to the many lessons that I'm going to have into the future. As I always say, I love you all with the highest love that God allows possible for humans to love another human. And I will see you in the next video.